we've always gotten the end jobs, which is the data. Sometimes we say the scripts, because all the other work is done in America, in Europe. But now we are in a phase where all the work can be done here in this lab with our youth from beginning to end. Thank you very much. I'll also take up any questions. In case there's any question, you just lift up your hand and we'll take the questions and refer it to the relevant person. Yeah.
Who has this PC? Who has this computer? Can you ask Simba a question? Ask any question here, just for the media to actually be able to capture. Whoever has this machine. Are you embarrassed? Okay. Or Simba is even telling you that there's a problem with the spelling. No, spelling, you don't have to actually delete everything. I will make sure that I don't disclose who you are. Generate a love poem in Kikuyu. So here is a question. Simba is thinking, and I will need a Kikuyu. Please clap for Simba. I will need a Kikuyu, a young Kikuyu, to actually read this for me. You know me, talk about like Victoria. Anyone to volunteer? Any young Kikuyu to come and read this for me? Okay, please go ahead.
It says, wendo wago, wendo waku, negwenda na wendo wa ngendo, makeu na wendo wa mwaki, negwenda na wendo wa wendo.
What does that mean? Does it make sense, those who understand Kikuyu? Okay, so on that same, please go back to the chatbot. Come here. Just type just type in Kalenjin. In Kalenjin, just type that here. In Kalenjin. Then enter. Is that how you spell Kalenjin? Simba is thinking. If I were you, I would clap. That is it. Is there any young Kalenjin boy here to actually try and read this? Okay, let me just ask Kalenjins that are here. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? It makes sense. Please give him the microphone to read.
It says, it's a long poem of Kalenjin. It says, Get and the is wake up, if two is the name. It's fine.
Okay, so I want us to do something. I want us to do something else. On the same, please go to the chat segment. Ask, where are you? Okay. Say in French. Just type in French. In French. Remember, it's the same point. You guys just clear there for the media. Clear there. There's media behind you. So clear there. Anybody speaks French here? You know French, even Luo can be French. So even Simba can be French. Now, the last assignment that we want to give Simba is in Chinese. So just type in Chinese. I need that place to be clear because there's a camera behind you. In Chinese, not just like Chinese. I want to disclose the identity of the person on this computer. Is that how you spell Chinese? That is how you spell Chinese? I'm not Chinese, so please just understand what I'm asking. It is that is the power of Simba. And I want Randy to just show you how you can actually create a model or use Simba to create a model. So Randy, are you trying? You want to do it from there? Yeah. Okay, then you have to actually create. Where is Joe? Joe, come here. Let Randy be on that side. Joe, take this microphone. So Randy, take about 2 or so minutes and show us how we can actually create an agent using Simba. Come and start.
Good morning. I'm Joe Karanja, head the engineering team here at Lish, and one of the phrases is an AI agent. So for those wondering what an AI agent is, it's a software system that runs on AI as the foundation. That is, it runs on a large language model or the technology behind what you are seeing here. Yeah. So Randy is typing. Can you create for me an AI agent that can So think of any problems you normally experience in your environment of work. That is, maybe if you receive a lot of emails in your work or in your office, and you would like to create something that reads the emails and targets a specific concept, maybe for marketing or sales, we'll create a solution for that with this underlying technology. If you have a lot of sales, thank you. Oh, they're still typing in. Okay. Also, in the meantime, feel free to interact with what you have on your screen. Make sure you sign up with your email and prompt on anything you need. So, getting back to the conversation of agents. So, for example, you have a business and you have a lot of sales. You would create an agent that goes through the Excel sheets or the data sheets you have and does the math. Maybe profit, losses, analyzes reports for all that. And you won't have to be very technical on AI or understanding what a model is. You will just need to build it on the architecture that we have. So for AI, in case you're not so technical, there are 3 core building blocks. We have the data, we have the model, and we have the compute infrastructure. So you need a computer, you need data for training, that is for the technical side, and you need a machine learning algorithm, that's the model, and that's all we can see. So we're trying to type in, can you create for me an AI agent that can predict stock market trends? So let them rectify on the errors.
I need a better laptop there. Anybody with a better laptop? Can you do that from your phone?
Yeah, someone can try on their device. Yeah. So if you are not too technical and you are attending this unveiling event today, be very sure that you'll leave with something new that you'll have learned. So I mentioned on the 3 building blocks that you need to develop AI. Number 1 was, who can remember? I mentioned 3. 1 was data. So data, we have 3 types of data. Just as we have 3 states of matter, we have liquids, gases, and solids, right? So for data, we either have text, audio, or image. So large language models mostly depend on text as their major type of data. So videos are images that have been stripped. So on the data, you take the data and you use a machine learning algorithm on the data. So the model runs on the data. It's the brain. Just as you can educate someone from scratch, you feed them with information and then they learn. That's why we call it machine learning. And then you need infrastructure for that, training, that is CPUs or GPUs, and then you can have a product. So the other requirement is the skill, which is provided. Actually, the team that has been working on the data for this has been trained for world-class AI production, that is collecting the data, preparing it. There's a whole industry behind that. That is data science. And then building the models, there is AI engineering also behind that. So there is a lot that we can get to learn, and we can get to interact with AI, not as consumers, but as producers, right? Yeah. So can you create for me an AI agent that can predict stock market trends and show me step by step in Python? Python is a programming language. So let's see. Yeah, so by a show of hands, how many believe that they can interact with AI to build something tailored for their own problems, right? Yeah. Since we are the people who experience these problems in day in, day out, we are the best people to actually craft solutions for these problems. So imagine in the field that you work, if you're in business, if you're in health, if you are in, let's say, mass communication, you understand the problems that you face clearly than any other person. So you'll be the best person also to okay. I think someone has tried it on their mobile device. Okay. So, mentioning about training, I say that AI is a tool that you use to learn how to do something also. So, same prompt gives the steps as the output, and also the resources that you need. So, right from number 1, assist me on how to create an AI agent that can predict stock market trend and assist with the AI model structure. So the response was, I'm Simba, your AI assistant, to create an agent that predicts stock market. You can follow these steps. Remember, I'm not in stock market, so my background is not in finance, and I've prompted Simba for this. Number 1, define objectives. Determine what specific trends or prediction you want the AI to make. Number 2, data collection. Gather historical stock market data. Number 3, data pre-processing. Number 4, feature engineering, and it gives you the steps. Number 5, model selection. Choose a model. You can hear the term that I was saying. You start with data, then we move to models. And then train your model. Number 7, evaluation. Number 8, deployment. Number 9, continuous learning. And it's not about building solutions. We have also to build ethical solutions. So number 10, I have compliance and ethics. These are response for different prompts. Okay, so based on the prompts here, it was more detailed to show the code. This was detailed to show the steps. So, and it also advised on the best infrastructure, all from cloud computing to data storage, to data processing, and to all the machine learning frameworks. So, scrolling on this, let's the guy on the screen to scroll to the top from the prompt so that we follow from there. So can you show me a step-by-step how to create an AI agent that can predict stock market trends in Python? So also, in using AI as a tool, let me use an analogy of constructing a building, right? Most of the buildings have been constructed by the same materials. I mean, stones or wood or glass, right? But are all the buildings the same? No. So we can't argue that beautiful or good-looking buildings were created by different materials. It's about the skill of the guys using the tools to create a solution, right? So it comes from the prompt itself. Maybe you can scroll up to the prompt. You need to be a good prompt engineer so you know how to prompt correctly. So you might prompt for something and it fails to give you what you want because of using the wrong prompt. So prompting is a skill, such as browsing is a skill. Number 1, set up your environment. I'm a developer, so I can attest if this is true or not. Install Python. Make sure you have Python installed on your machine. That's a language you need. Number 2, install required libraries. We use pandas, we use NumPy, we use scikit-learn, we use matplotlib and yfinance because they're dealing with stocks here, it's in finance. Number 2, import libraries. So that's a code snippet for how we import libraries in Python. Number 3, collect data. So we give a function here to download data from a source that we want. AAPL, someone in stocks can tell us what this means. AAPL. I guess it's Apple stocks. And then number 4, pre-processed data. You can scroll. Prepare the data for modeling. I want you to realize that we are starting from the data, number 1. And then we move to number 2, which is the model, right? Of course, the infrastructure is there, you're doing this on your machine. Collect the data. Let's move down to number 4, pre-process the data. We are pre-processing the data, and then we split the data. This is more technical. When you're training a model, you need data. And you need an algorithm. An algorithm is layman's language, it's just basic math to train. So whatever you see here, you have to split the data into training and testing. Let's get back to school. We've been to school, the teacher will teach us, and then what will happen at the end of the semester? An exam. So you need to do that. You need to split your data into training and testing. So what happens when you fail an exam? You have to redo it, right? Or you have to go back to training. So that's what we do, basically. You train it, you test it. If the output is not to the level you want, go back to training. And you train, and you train, and you train, and you train until the accuracy is correct. So you might be targeting to an accuracy, let's say, of 99%. When you start, 0 accuracy. It's like you were given an exam on day 1. What will happen if I give you an exam on day 1? So this is biology and then an exam. You'll definitely fail, right? So if I keep training you and give you an exam at the end of, let's say, 3 months or 4 months, you'll perform, right? Same case happens here. Split into training and testing. 80% can go to training, and then 20% can go to testing. And then we check the results again, and then if they're not right, we do the process. So just, I think you can scroll up to step 7. Make predictions. So you need to predict. So let's say this is a prediction model that you're building, and you want it to predict. So you've trained it. So you have to test it for what you have trained it for. So you predict, and then you evaluate, check the performance of your model, and then finally, let's just scroll a bit, visualize the results. Human beings don't understand data in a better way with numbers and text. We tend to relate to stories or visualization. That's charts, and visualization is another thing that we also focus on. So we visualize, so we plot, this is, we are plotting a figure for the data or the results that we got, and you're able to see it. And then number 10, fine tune and iterate. Iterate means repeat the process. Fine tune means rectify the errors that you got maybe from the beginning. So basically this is how AI is built, and this prompt is actually, this response is actually from Simba, right? It was prompted, and if you don't get something, you can just ask for clarification, and it will be a chat assistant. So to build an agent, you can use it as a tool to come up with a solution tailored to a specific problem. So large language models can be broad, but think of this: you have a website, you have data for your business or company, and you would like to create a solution that focuses to the data you have. Ignore everything else, just focus on the data you have. So you take the data you have, train a model, and then the responses that you'll always get from that model will be about your own data, and it has the ability to understand even patterns that you can't understand, because that's what we build them to do. So do you understand the name stingy and who are the most stingy men in the Kenyan communities? So let's get to other general stuff. Let's see the response. Stingy typically refers to someone who is unwilling to spend money or share resources. I'm not sure if this is sharing or English. We have to check, but it understands, because that's what I think stingy means, right? Some of my friends actually had the ID for Stingy Men's Association and stuff. So it's something that has been there. So someone changed the prompt. So who is regarded as the most stingy man in the Kenya cultural communities? So Mzee Jumba, I don't know if this relates to everyone's local context. We might be diverse, but the point is, you can use AI as your own personal assistant to understand issues around. You can use it for your business, you can use it to learn, and you can build it yourself. And that's why we're speaking of the AI marketplace. That's a platform where we can build ourselves. And to build, you will require the skill. And the skill, you can acquire it with the training and the resources that we get here. So I believe if you never knew anything about AI, at least you've learned, right? It's just using analogies that how do you train a child? Data, test them, if they fail, retrain them. We used to have a system where people are forced to repeat the levels in which they were in, right? Until they get to pass. Same case happens to models. So if you want to learn deeper in machine learning, about the models, about the math, about everything, there's a lot of opportunities for the young people, even around data. Visualization itself is a whole field for data visualization. Most of our technical team are seated on that far row. So in case you have any questions that you would like answered, or you'd like to see some stuff or some solutions, you feel free to interact with the guys on that side, and they are part of the team who are building this solution from data, right? Yeah, so I think I've expounded on some. Maybe there are questions for me because I've been talking for like 10 minutes. Any questions? If I can't answer the question, I refer it to someone, because at some point we can't know 100% of everything. Thank you.
Thank you. So my question is, does Simba AI also incorporate persons with disability in with the hearing impaired, the visual impaired? How well also can they interact with Simba AI?
Okay, I'll pass it to Alan.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. So basically, as you might be knowing, this is just unveiling, and there are very beautiful things that are coming ahead. Your question will be answered very soon because there are very good features that are coming in, like text to speech or speech to text, so that it can also assist you interact with the AI. Does that answer your question? Wonderful. Any other question? Any other question? You can help me take the microphone to any other question to the tech. Yeah,
a question. Can you generate images using that Simba AI?
Version 1 of Simba AI. So we are currently finalizing on the image generation. We've also finalized on voice recognition. So that's some of the features that are already there. Image generation is in the next phase, so version 2, and also video generation in version 3. Yeah, thank you.
I want to try.
I wanted to ask, what is unique about Simba AI compared to the other ChatGPT? What is unique about it?
What is unique about?
Thank you for that. Yeah, so I'll try and answer most of the questions, and then what I'm not able to answer, Randy will answer. So starting with my friend at the back, what is so unique about Simba? So one of the unique features about Simba is that it runs on CPU instead of GPU. So to give you an example, GPU is the graphics processing unit. So it requires more power, more computing power to be able to give you an answer. So that's ChatGPT and the likes. So for Simba AI runs on the CPU. So meaning all the power from our phones, our devices, all that helps to power Simba, which makes it faster, as you can see, and makes it more efficient, and it can even work even with a wider load. And it's more cost effective, so it also makes it more cost effective for the end consumer. Secondly, it has a self-critiquing, so it's the first AI that has self-critiquing. What do we mean by that? So whenever it gives you answers, or whenever you interact with Simba AI, and then it notices it made a mistake, as you continue to interact with it, it will pop up back to you and then tell you, oh, I noticed we made a mistake in this particular area, and these are the corrections that need to be made. So it has self-critiquing, which is also a new feature. And then thirdly, it has both short-term and long-term memory. So what do I mean by that? Most AIs have short-term memory, meaning if you're prompting your AI, in about 30 days, 40 days, it's forgotten what you had prompted it earlier. So you have to keep on reminding it. For Simba AI, it has both short-term and long-term. So yes, the chat will, it might disappear after the 30 days, but it will be stored in the long-term memory. So meaning you can refer it. So remember the code that you're teaching me about financial markets, I would like to pick up from there and build something extra on that. So it will pull it back from the long-term memory, unlike most of the AIs that are currently available. And then I'll also talk about the pricing. Most AIs have been priced according to the markets in the US, the markets in Europe. Simba AI is priced according to the markets in Kenya. We actually have a special offer, $1 per month and $10 for a whole year. And like ChatGPT, as an example, is $25 per month, which is very costly for the end users. Lastly, it has been fed by the local data. So unlike most AIs have been fed with data from America, mainly Europe, and maybe the other developed countries. Simba AI has been fed with both the international data and the local data, making it very easy for anyone to access any form of information that they can. Lastly, to answer the gentleman in terms of transcribing in different languages, it's a feature that we are currently adding. Already it's being able to do the text from text on one language to the other language. We are going to add it in the voice, whereby it will be able to change the voice from one language to the other, understand your language, and also translate it to another person. So even when you travel and go to a country like China, you can speak to Simba AI in Chinese, and then it will in English, then it will translate in Chinese to the person you're talking to, and vice versa. So it will make it way easier for communication. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow. Let us appreciate. This is what I'm telling you is watch that space. And this young lady here, just come over. Just come over. She was so excited. Yeah, just come over. That she asked Simba AI to create a song for her. And it created a love song for her. Then transformed it to Kikuyu language. Tell us your experience and how you have felt and you have experienced the Simba AI for the first time.
Hi, my name is Praise Estagilaiga. I'm from KCA University, a representative of KCA University as a student. So what I'll say about Simba AI is cousins to ChatGPT and DeepSeek. It's just that it's Kenyan made and it's nice, it's good. But I'm not sijaitumia sana kujua the limit of its censorship. You know, when I'm using sometimes DeepSeek, they censor some history, especially African histories. They like censoring. So I also had a question. Does this Simba AI, what's its limit on the censorship, especially on African history? Yeah. But all in all, this Simba AI, I urge everyone, especially in Kenya, to support this Simba AI because it's literally the same with DeepSeek. So yeah, it's Kenyan made. Let's use it.
Wow, a very important man in this room, the co-founder, Mr. Randy, who came up with this great idea. Let us hear his voice and also try to answer that question about the censorship. Randy, congratulations. Let us appreciate him.
Thank you guys. First off, I have to say, wow. My team, man, I didn't expect the answers to come out of you guys like that. So congratulations. It just goes to show you guys are learning. To answer your question, there's one part to Simba that we forgot to even mention, and it's a very important part. Most AIs, especially DeepSeek, which I'm not a fan of, but with AI, they collect your data, right? They keep your data, they use it, sell third parties. Simba, you keep it. It's your data. The only thing we hold is your username, password, payment information, and your chat history for 30 days. You know, and nothing beyond. The long-term memory that it serves you it's critiqued to each user, so each one of you. You could ask it recipes, you can ask it songs, you can ask it poems, and it will remember to that specific user, and it won't cross-train any other user. So that's important. Simba AI is cybersecurity focused. Originally became a cybersecurity application with endpoint management, potentially keeping you hack-proof. Like if you were on Facebook and you went to an ad, it would detect vulnerabilities, it would detect unusual network patterns, and it would kick you over to a different subnet on your IP address, in return keeping you hack-proof. And then I was sitting there and I was talking to Dr. Matunga, and I said, what if we done this? And I said, I'm pretty sure it can be done. I love TED Talks. So if you know me, you know I love TED Talks. And there was a TED Talk that came up that said that AI could not be trained on an enterprise cloud that is partitioned or percented out on CPU alone. And I said, I don't think that's correct. So let me try. 24 hours later, Simba came to life, running only on CPU, and it didn't consume a whole lot of memory at first. But the longer it trains, the more it gets to know each user, knowledge base, the whole shebang, the bigger this thing is going to be. So it is scalable beyond any other LLM there is, or there are. It is usable on any level, and as you can see, you can use Simba as a teaching tool to learn how to make AI models and things like that. So, with that being said, yeah, you can use Simba to make AI models that you can sell yourself on the AI marketplace that we've developed. What this does is this opens up jobs for work from home. You work for yourself, freelancers. If you want to come here and work, you can also. And it also teaches you. Like I asked it for a step-by-step guide. It literally gave me a step-by-step guide. If you don't know NumPy, Pydantic, you don't know epochs or batches, or learning rates. If you don't know how to calculate the learning rate, it's a very long calculus equation, and I won't bore you. But if you were to ask it to help you calculate a learning rate, whether it's a 5E-5 or 1E-5 or 3E-E, then it will do that based on math alone. It's pretty amazing. But thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you to all of those on this row that's helped make Simba possible, this team standing behind me. Mr. Dan and Lish and his team. You guys are amazing. And without you, Simba is not possible. So again, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Randy. And maybe just also to add a bit of clarity on the answer to the question. There's a famous conflict of interest that we have in our history. When you write in the internet, who discovered Mount Kenya? What does our history book tell us? Yeah, Ludwig Craft. Yeah. So when you ask Simba AI who discovered Mount Kenya, it will tell you it is said that Ludwig Craft discovered Mount Kenya, but there were communities that were inhabiting Mount Kenya before that. So that one is to show you that Simba AI is very conscious to make sure that it is not making a biased decision, that is one. And two, it is conserving the history that has been previously there. So it is not just picking one side of the story, as most of our history book does. And even Google, if you write in Google, it will tell you Ludwig Craft. You won't hear any history of the natives who are there. So basically that's just to answer also on how it has been used to not only just protect but also on the data privacy part. And at this juncture, I'll just thank you all and hand it over to Professor Mukuru.
Wow, let us appreciate the team. Wonderful, wonderful. Made in Kenya. And I don't think there is any other African country that has come up with this kind of innovation. It's an innovation of its own. And being Kenyan, let's be proud of our own and our people. Let us appreciate ourselves. And that is why we started with prayers and we say, this is God. Now, there is one writer that says that I was able to see far because I was stepping on the shoulders of giants. Hello? I am talking to the young people who are in this room today, that when you step on the shoulders of giants, you'll be able to see far. You have your potentials, but for you to unlock your potentials, you need somebody to hold your hand to tell you, are you able to see beyond the horizon? Stand wherever you are, on the ground. The horizon, whatever you see as the horizon, if you are able now to climb and step on a giant, whatever it was to be your horizon will be a very short distance. You'll be able to see very far. And that's why Zabron, the chairman, told us what Simba AI is doing to us is giving us a step. You are visiting the future. Then you're asking yourself, where am I today? And where can I go? And one unique thing about Simba AI is not only creating a platform for the young people to get jobs, the online jobs. Lish AI has been doing that for many years. But it is creating an opportunity for the youth to create their own jobs. Through Simba AI, you'll be told about that. I don't know, were you told about that? Yes, you're told about that. That using Simba AI, you can be able to create your own job. For example, the issue of the agency. You can become a freelancer and you'll be creating the agency for businesses. You walk in this town and you tell the business, I can see you have a problem with your, you know, how you do your balance sheet and all that. I can create an agency for you at a small fee. And you come to Simba AI and you create the agency and you get your money. So there are many, many opportunities. So we really thank each one of us. Thank you. We really appreciate that. And are there any more questions that are coming from the front so that we may conclude this session? Maybe 2 more, 3? Yes.
Yes. My name is Wycliffe Mugoi, and I'm a freelancer developer. First of all, I would like to really recommend Simba AI for the wonderful job that you are doing. Actually, I never knew that there is something like this in Nakuru, personally, and I've been a resident of Nakuru for long. So it's a good job that you are doing, and big up for that. So my only question would be, do you have the free version of it, and what's the difference if you have the free version and the paid version? What's the difference between the two? Because like for us freelancers, what I think it's a wonderful tool, and since it is African and Kenyan and Nakuru for that matter, I think it's good we can be switching to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a good question. We are the last 2, then we can conclude the session. As I reminded those who were not there earlier, we have the washrooms at the back there. Feel free. Any other question so that we conclude this particular session? Okay, thank you. Good. Do we have a freelance version for this? Tim, Sam, and then Tim, Randy. Do we have a, yeah.
To your question, because right now, as we unveil, we'll have version 1.0. That is the startup of Simba AI. So that will be free for the community and everything. So we'll have version 2.0 that is coming up with other features. That will be more of a paid version, and also depending on the model that you'll be using. So the first version will be free for everyone.
Wow.
The cost is $20 and above. With Simba AI, $10 is a yearly subscription. Half the price of a monthly subscription on the other platforms. $1 per month. I mean, I don't think there's anyone in Kenya who can't afford $1. $1 is 130, sindio? 130 shillings. Yote sio credit ya wiki moja, sindio? Yeah, so very affordable, very cost effective, and very powerful. Yeah, so we want to take this time to thank the people who have made this event a success. So I'll start by thanking you all. Honestly, seeing so many people here is a joy, and it brings a lot of glad to our heart. And just knowing that there's a very big team out there that is supporting everything that we're doing. And we are here. I heard someone saying that they don't know that we're here. We are here, but we work in silence. We work 24 hours, 365. Hata jana we were here, the whole team. Yeah. So secondly, I'd like to thank the hosts. So that is Lish Labs and Rockbridge Ministries. And I'll also take the chance to thank our partners, which is ACAT and Simba AI. They've been very instrumental to make sure that this project has been a success. I'll also take this opportunity to thank the following organizations in attendance. That is Daraja 360, one of our partners. So you can just wave your hand. Yeah. The other is Nakuru County Government. They can just wave their hand. It's a pleasure to see you here. American Spaces. Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you here. Pixel Engineering. It's a pleasure to see you here. Nakuru Box. Thank you. Tech University. Yeah. KKHR Solutions. Thank you for that. The CGN. County Government of Nakuru. Oh, once more. Ask Simba. KES. Kenya something. Yeah. So we'll just give them a round of applause, even if they're social. Silicon Found. And then there's, we'll just give them a round of applause in absentia also. And then there's another hard one. Luciusu People Africa. I don't know if I've gotten that name right. Yeah? Anyone from that organization? Yeah. Lucy? Inclusive. Oh, Lucy Inclusive People. Okay, Africa. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I don't know if there's any other organization that we've not recognized in absentia. Anyone? Maybe you can just raise your hand. We quickly introduce the organization before we close that chapter. Baringo County Government. Wow. Sorry for that. ICT Authority. Let's give them a round of applause. Rift Valley Institute of Technology. Kabarak University. A round of applause. Egerton University. The Presbyterian University. Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Thank you all. It's truly been an honor to grace this event and to finally launch Simba AI after a lot of sleepless nights from the team. So let's give the team a round of applause. Yeah, this week there are people who've been working on 2 to 0 hours of sleep. So to make this event a success and to make sure that there are no bugs today. Yeah, so thank you very much for that, and I hope that anytime you're stuck somewhere, remember what is the phrase? Ask Simba. Sindio? And when someone asks you a question that you can't answer, what do you tell them? Ask Simba. Sindio? Yeah, and when you're in the kitchen, you're stuck with a new recipe, what do you do? Ask Simba. When you're in your business and you're stuck with the mathematics, what do you do? Ask Simba. When you're with your fellow developers and the code is not coding, what do you do? Yeah, thank you very much. So, I know you'll remember our slogan. What was our slogan at the beginning? Yeah? Think faster, work smarter, ask Simba. Let's do that one more. Think faster, ask Simba. Think faster, work smarter, ask Simba. Thank you very much.
Wow. And the people behind this, these are young people, very focused, and therefore you as the young person behind there, you have the potential. Come join us. You have been told that this lab will be opened and then we are available for you. We'd like now to close, and the partners have said you can't go out of our home without a cup of tea. So they are serving us with a cup of tea. So kindly feel free. You can wash your hands at our washroom there. Then we are going to serve a cup of tea for each one of us as we finish after the word of prayer. Jane Kianya, kindly come over. This young lady is the one who have the privilege of closing for us with a word of prayer. Your MC for the day Kuria Wamukuru is a is a training and research director here at Lish AI. And you have now been told that this lab is African AI. This lab is no longer Lish AI only. It is Africa AI Labs from today. We have started this journey with you. We have launched Simba AI with you. Let us walk the journey with you. And one thing you are being told is that watch the space. The Simba AI will continue researching and bringing more solutions. And therefore you expect new development and new better ideas as we move forward. So we thank you all of you. May God bless you.